even, like, think about the dopest outcome that you could think of. And then, like, multiply that times, like, 100, right? You never, like, you see so many people on social media that just, like, put out things and it starts to gain traction. And a lot of those people, like, if you pay attention, a lot of those people are like, I never expected this to blow up. Like, of all of the things that I did that I wanted to blow up, I never thought this would be the thing that makes me go viral, or I never thought this would be the thing that would get me that brand sponsorship or get me indoors that I've always wanted to be in, right?
Coming up, slamming Cadillac doors. Me and you, your mama and your cousin too. Rolling down the strip on boats. Coming up, slamming Cadillac doors.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Creative Divination for May. Oh my god, it's May already. That is so wild. But we are here to pull a couple of cards, well, they're already pulled, that speak to the creative in you. Keep in mind, okay, that these are general messages. So if you would like a creative divination that is more catered to you, make sure you go to the, what do you call it? The underneath the bar, okay, the stuff down there, and you book a divination with me. I work with creatives who are wanting to dive deeper into their creativity, creatives who are wanting to mesh and merge their creativity and their spiritual gifts, all of the things. So, go book you a divination, okay? I already have the cards pulled. I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards on camera, and we're going to get into this divination. Alright. So, the overlying energy card that we have, you guys, is from the Angels Numbers deck. And it is card 0505, Unexpected Shift. Alright? And it says, divine intervention, sudden challenges, love, pleasant surprises, and gut feeling. This number serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you the most. It is possible that something could rock your boat, but you'll end up exactly where you belong, which could be your dream job, abroad, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So with that being the overlying energy cards, or card, we are going to take a look at the rest of them. It is wild because I literally just posted the mini creative divinations that I do on TikTok, and this message kind of lines up with that last message. So make sure that you go check that mini message out. You can find my TikTok posted down below. But the cards that we have for May, okay, are Seed. And it says, having the intention to grow like a seed and bloom is at the heart of creativity. We have Delay. And it says, confront the natural tendency to delay the finishing of a creative endeavor. And we also have Innovation, which says, have fun and experiment, inventing something that surprises you and has never existed before. Okay? So, my eyes zeroed in on the delay card because the delay card reminds me of the card that we got on TikTok, which was procrastination. And in that TikTok, I was kind of talking about how a lot of creatives tend to deal with procrastination, but in a way where it's like we're putting it off because sometimes, and I don't know if y'all experience this, I know I do, but sometimes the thing that we want to create feels so much bigger than us, right? And it feels daunting. It feels like, how am I ever going to pull this off? Or how am I ever going to get X, Y, Z that I need to be able to complete this thing, right? And it creates a level of fear of success, right? And with this delay card being in the middle, I actually kind of want to clarify that first. But I know for myself, I have definitely been in the space where I have really been unpacking why I feel the need to delay or to procrastinate finishing creative things that I start, right? Part of it is ADHD. Okay, but the other part of it is, like I said, I know that some of the things that I want to do are so much bigger than me, and it feels massive. And there are times when I really have to take a step back and be like, you weren't given these things just for them to sit on your testicles, okay? You weren't given these things to not do something with them. And so I feel like the more and more we think about that in that type of way, the more we kind of realize that we already have what it is that we need to be able to complete this thing, right? Giving real magician energy. Spirit, why is this delay card here? Also, all of the decks that I will be using will be posted below in the description box and underneath the bar. Okay, this keeps coming from. Spirit, can I have one more card, please? Child. Okay. This how we rock it. This how we starting off. Okay. So we have, to clarify, the Two of Wands. We have the Four of Wands. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. What I love and what I immediately noticed is the Two Wands cards came out first, right? And when we think about, or when I think about wands, and you know, because y'all know I read differently. But when I think about wands, I absolutely think about action. I think about fire energy, right? I think about doing the thing, right? And with the Two of Wands here, with the Four of Wands, there is a need to maybe confront what direction that you want to go in, right? But also, what creative stability looks like to you. Like, the best way that I could put it is like, if you could picture your day to day as a creative and what it is that you will want to do, or how it is you would want to go about getting things done, what would that look like, right? And I feel like the reason that is so important because we have the Ten of Pentacles here, right? And when I think about the Ten of Pentacles, I think about what's the word? Generational. Lord Jesus. I think about long-term, longevity, generational, like building something that is going to sustain itself, right? Building something that your kids are going to eat off of. And because of that, I feel like there definitely needs to be a step back taken to look at what all of this looks like to you and feels like to you, because I feel like we talk as creatives a lot about systems, right? We talk about having the proper systems in place in order to be able to bring about the creative visions that we have, right? And I know with me being neurodivergent, having ADHD, systems saved my life, right? And so this may be talking about taking a look at the systems that you have in place or don't have in place, and if you don't have one in place, creating one to confront what is going on with your feeling like you need to leave projects hanging, or like, is it your container? Like, do you just not have the spoons to do it, or is it one of those things where you're getting in the way of yourself, right? But I love that the Ten of Pentacles is here with the Four of Wands, because this is the time to create that type of stability for yourself. This is like, a lot of times when we talk about stability, we think money, right? And yeah, that's great. But creating systems in your creativity that allow you to finish creative endeavors and not leave them hanging by the wayside, or unpack why it is that you have this fear of success and what it is that you can do about it, right? Because it's not one of those things where you can't have this Ten of Pentacles. You can absolutely have it. If you couldn't, it wouldn't be here on this table, right? But looking at this Two of Wands and looking at this Four of Wands and looking at what these things look like for you, I think it's going to be important in the month of May, okay? Our first card, because I'm kind of reading this backwards. So our next card out is Seed. It's having the intention to grow like a seed and bloom. It's at the heart of creativity. That with the overlying energy card of 0505, and that card's talking about a gentle nudge toward things that interest you the most, right? And we just had yesterday the new moon in Taurus, okay? And I don't know about y'all, but baby, the creativity has been on a beam lately, right? And I have been able, surprisingly, to put myself on not a strict regimen, because I feel like my ADHD is weird. Like, I feel like I need structure and I need regimen and I need routine, but it can't be too strict, right? It can't be strict to the point where I feel restricted from doing what I feel like doing in the moment, right? And so I just made the, what's the word I want to use? I've just created a system where every day I need to be doing something creative. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just on my calendar, I carve out time to just be creative, right? And from that, let me just say it's been working, number one. But from that, I have been able to focus on things in a way where it is easier for me to grow the seeds that I've been planting, right? And setting those intentions, new moon and Taurus, to be able to creatively express myself in a way that y'all find interesting, yes, but also in a way that interests me, okay? Because at the heart of your creativity, you should always be the main character. Like, y'all know how I am. I'm a firm believer in the fact of, like, what we create as creatives, yeah, it can be consumed by the general public, but as a creative, I don't always create for the general public. Sometimes I create just for me, right? And if y'all like it, that's great. If you don't like it, that's great too. But it always starts with me, right? Spirit, I have one more card, please. Exactly. What I just say? What I just say? Okay, we have the Six of Cups. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Cups, right? And I I also like that we have two tens out here, because we know that tens talk about completion, right? And what is at the end of a completion? Something else starts, right? And in the TikTok video that I made, that I have been referencing, I also talked about how there has been like this evolution of creativity, right? People are expressing themselves in a whole different way creatively. People are doing things that, well, for the most part, I'll say, like, and this is gonna sound crazy, but underground creativity, not like the stuff that we see like on TV, because I feel like right now we're in a space creatively, like on TV and in movies and stuff like that, where it's just a lot of repeating the same stuff. Like, you see a lot of movies being remade, or there's a part two coming out of a movie that came out 20 years ago. Like, it's been a lot of that. But underground, like in online spaces and stuff like that, I feel like there has been this uptick of like people just doing dope shit, right? Like, people just doing dope creative endeavors and creative adventures, and it's just like, oh, I love to see it, right? And so with the two tens being here, I feel like this is the beginning of us seeing people really thinking outside the box. People really creating from a soul space, right? Which brings me to the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, right? Like I said a second ago, sometimes it's not about everybody else when it comes to your creativity. Sometimes it's about you and the seeds that you've planted and the things that you want to grow. And making sure that just as much as you are giving to your audience or giving to the creative collective, that you're also giving those things to yourself. There's things that I write that will probably never see the light of day, but I wrote them because I felt like writing, and they're dope. And I could probably share them, but I won't because I created it just for me. So there's a message here also of making sure that you're taking time out to create just for the sake of creating. It doesn't have to always be something you share. It doesn't always have to be created for the gaze of other people. Sometimes it's good to just create for the sake of creating, right? But with this Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Cups being here with the Sea card, what is it that you have been growing? Look at it in terms of, is it making you happy? Are you satisfied? Is it giving you this Ten of Cups feeling, right? Is it making you totally emotionally fulfilled? And I love that it says having the intention to grow like a seed and bloom is at the heart of creativity, because that's what it is. Point blank period. Like, I don't even feel like I need to go more into that. Like, any creative knows that to be a creative is to move from the heart. It's to move from the soul. Like, I love indulging in creative things. Even like watching creative things, or watching, like, one of my favorite things on YouTube to watch is digital, what do you call them? I just had it and I lost it. Like digital art, right? And there are some people who are literally making a career out of being a digital artist, but I think it's so dope. But just to see their process from start to finish and see how they create the thing, and then see their reaction of the finished product, and they're like, oh my god, I love it, it turned out great, this, that, and the third. And a lot of digital artists, sometimes for the sake of practice and for the sake of getting better at what it is they do, they just create things just to create them, right? And it's when I see that, I've noticed that that's when people are like the most like giddy and excited about the creation of it. Like, that's when they're like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything with this, but it's dope and I created it and I was able to practice. And so, like, move from a heart space in May in terms of the seeds that you're planting, and don't do things just for the sake of the public gaze, right? Do them because you're creative, and do them because it is your job to create. It is your duty as a creative to create, right? Why? Because we have innovation. And innovation says, have fun, experiment, invent something that surprises you and has never existed before. And I love that that links up with the angel number card that we had, 0505, because it's basically saying the same thing. Like, whatever, I'll say this, as a creative, there are times we create stuff and we're like, yo, this is weird, or I don't think that people are going to understand what it is that I'm trying to express. And because of that, we kind of delay it, right? But I urge you this month in May, especially because we just had this new moon in Taurus, after all of these eclipses that we went through, right? I feel like it is important for you to lead into that innovation, because you never know where it will take you. You never know what can come out of it. Even if, how would I put it? Come on, Queen of Pentacles. Even, like, think about the dopest outcome that you could think of, and then, like, multiply that times, like, 100, right? You never, like, you see so many people on social media that just, like, put out things and it starts to gain traction. And a lot of those people, like, if you pay attention, a lot of those people are like, I never expected this to blow up. Like, of all of the things that I did that I wanted to blow up, I never thought this would be the thing that makes me go viral, or I never thought this would be the thing that would get me that brand sponsorship or get me indoors that I've always wanted to be in, right? So this month in May, don't like don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt what it is that you have to offer as a creative. Come on here. Let me do one more card, Spirit. Don't doubt what it is that you have to offer as a creative, because you never know who's watching. You never know who is waiting to consume what it is that you have, and you never know what's going to take you. Lord, child, we got cards falling all over the place. And also, we have the Hermit card. That's the card that fell on the floor. There may be a few of us. I know I have been in hermit mode in terms of my creativity because I've just been experimenting with different things. But a lot of you have been in hermit mode, being innovative, right? Coming up with new ways to do things, coming up with different ideas, coming up with things that people have never seen before, right? To clarify, we have... Ooh, my nose is itching. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Goddess of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Cups, right? This Seven of Wands being here is giving me very much so like eyes on your own paper type of energy. Why? Because the Seven of Wands talking about like feeling that piece of struggle after planting your seed, right? Feeling that initial struggle while doing something innovative, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna do this, da da da, and it doesn't go the way that you think that it should go, right? Clarified by the Goddess of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Just because you get to a point where something's not working, that does not mean you stop. That does not mean you delay the finishing of whatever it is that you're doing. With the Goddess of Pentacles being here with the Three of Cups, number one, like, there's celebration here to be had, right? So in my mind, if I'm seeing this Three of Cups, your success is inevitable, right? There's going to be something here, and it may be in the month of May, it may be further out this summer, right? But there is success and celebration to be had here. What is going to get you there is remaining in this Goddess of Pentacles energy. Knowing, like, do you see how securely she's holding her pentacle? Right? She, and like, she giving kind of a side eye. Like, yeah, y'all thought. Y'all thought that I was going to pull this off. Y'all thought that what I was creating wasn't going to take off the way that it did. But look who's left standing holding the pinnacle, right? So, moving in that Goddess of, or Queen of Pentacles energy, Goddess of Pentacles energy, like, she already knows. Like, this, to me, this card is like moving without a shadow of a doubt. She's all like, even if she didn't have this pinnacle, she would still be sitting up here, hair laid, dress flowing, in the luscious of gardens. You feel me? And that's how, to me, for me, you overcome this wanting to delay, right? Because you came up on a struggle. There have been so many times in the last 6 months where I could have quit and I could have stopped and I could have been like, F all of this. Like, I don't have what I need. Like, there's people out here doing kind of sort of what I want to do, or whatever the situation is. I could have stopped. Did I take a break? Absolutely. But I never quit. I always got back up and I did it. Why? Because I know that, going back to what I said earlier, these things would not have been given to me. These creative ideas, these projects wouldn't have been given to me if I weren't able to pull them off. And I feel like sometimes as creatives, because we know that being creative and making money from your creativity, it looks easy, but there's so many things that people don't see in the background that go on, right? And being brave enough to put things out, being brave enough to be like, you know what? I want to be able to support myself and to create a comfortable, stable lifestyle through my creativity is not as easy as people make it out to be, right? If y'all hear that noise outside my window, I'm so sorry. But it's not as easy as people want to make it out to see. Like, it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I feel like if we press on and if we keep going and have fun with it, like that's the biggest thing is to have fun with it. As a creative, it's so easy to get wrapped up in like it gotta look this way, it gotta look that way, it gotta look perfect, it gotta like have fun with it. And I think I kind of like said this in another way earlier, but some of the things that I've done just for fun have been the things that have went viral or taken off or whatever. And I was just solely having fun. You feel me? Like I was just in my creative bag and decided to do X, Y, and Z, and people were like, "Yo, this is cool." You know what I'm saying? So it's just like have fun with it, experiment, do something that you've never done before, get out of your comfort zone in May. I feel like that's the biggest message, to get out of your hiccups, to get out of your comfort zone and do something that even you perceive that you couldn't do. Like surprise and shock yourself in May. Okay, we are going to get one more card, if I can pick the deck up. Spirit, can you give us one more card? An advice card for May. I didn't say the whole deck. Can I have one advice card for May, please, Spirit? Thank you. Thank you. Danka. We have as our advice card for May, we have accomplishment. And it says, remember past accomplishments as a way to overcome present self-doubt. Bingo. Okay? And in previous readings, I called this ancestral equity. But we're going to like even liken it to creative equity, right? Look at the things that you've done before. I'll use myself as an example. It is so easy for me to be like, I really haven't done much, or it's easy for me to be like, I don't know how this book is going to be received. When baby, I've already written a book. I've already written and self-published 2 books, actually. So I know that I can do the thing. I know that I'm capable of it. I know that my writing, I'll use my writing as an example. I know that people F with my writing. So a lot of the time when I'm having a sense of writer's block or I'm feeling insecure about the things that I write, I think back to Foolish, which shameless plug, you can also find below in the description box. But I think back to Foolish and I'm like, yo, there are people out here still reading my book. There are people who haven't even found the book yet that are going to love it. And so when I'm in those moments of self-doubt, I think about all of the things that I have accomplished already. And writing a book and self-publishing it, for me, is a major accomplishment. So in May, where you get to this point where you are feeling like you are in a spot where you want to kind of like leave your creative endeavors hanging and you're not sure about the seeds that you planted or what have you, think back to the things that you've already accomplished, things that you've already completed, and let that be your guide. Let that be your remembrance and your creative equity, that there's no reason to doubt yourself because you've done other things and you can do more things. Creativity doesn't stop, it evolves. It evolves. And I'm excited to see a lot of what different creatives have to offer, especially after this Taurus new moon. So, boo, shock yourself this month, okay? Shock yourself in May and go after things, do things that are fun, that are experimentative, that speak to you and call to you, and put them out there. Do the thing. You will be shocked at what can come of it, okay? If you enjoyed this reading, please make sure you check out all of the things that I have down below in my description box. If you would like a reading that is more catered to you and your flavor of creativity, make sure that you go and you book a divination with me. also in the description box. And I would love to chop it up with some of y'all. I love talking to different creatives. Y'all inspire me just as much as y'all say that I inspire you. And I love sitting down and mapping out your path for you and with you. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you go do that. I will be back later on this month with the mid-monthlies and a host of other things that I am going to be putting up on this channel. So I hope to see you guys next time. Be great, get bread, stay all the way live, and with everything be intentional. Have the March, girl. Have the May that you conjure. Peace.